Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. I am here with another easy quilt top. I think that you are going to really like this one. I don't know because I don't even know if I'm going to because I haven't made it yet. But here's the deal. I have this awesome big print. It's like all leaves. It's just really nice. So I wanted to use this big print and let it show. So we're going to be using big pieces of this. We're going to be adding some other fabric in the form of a strip set. And I really think that this is easily going to be under 2 hours for this quilt top. So let's just get started and we'll talk about this after. Let's get started with our strip sets. You are going to need 5 different colors. I'm using solids because the print is very light and airy, and I want to just, let this be the main focus. But you are more than welcome to use prints if you want. And you don't have to have 5 different if you don't want to. But that's what I'm doing. We are going to cut each color or print into one 4-inch strip. That's all we need. So you only need 1/8 of a yard of each. So I will be cutting 1 strip out of each of these. And you're also going to need some sashing, and I went with a dark brown. Now to start with, you're going to need 10 1.5-inch strips. There'll be more strips after, but I don't know yet how many. So cut 10 1.5-inch strips, and then cut a 4-inch strip out of each of your 5 fabrics that you have chosen to use, and then I'll meet you right back here. Here's what we're going to do with the 5 strips that you just cut. And that was the full width of the fabric. I'm going to take a strip. We're going to add sashing to the top and bottom. And if you have a solid, you're not going to be able to tell the right side from wrong side. But the fold in the fabric, if it's pointing up, that's the right side, because when it's folded, they're always showing us the right side. So it goes like this. And I'm just going to sew this one here to all the strips, and then I will be back. You should have 5 strip sets that look something like this. I only have 4 here because one of mine has already gone on to the next step, which I am going to show you right now. You need to cut 5 12-inch strips out of your main fabric. I did use my rotary cutter for the other strips, but this is a big strip, so I'm good with just scissors. I just put it on my 12-inch line, and then I use the edge of my mat. Easy as that. So you're going to cut 5 of these, and you're going to add 1 of your strip sets to it, like that. So you're just going to bring it down, and so do that to all 5. It is the next day. I was waiting for daylight. I have my 5 strip sets completed. I am ready for the next step, but before I take that next step and screw all this up, I want to show you that you could be done. You could just put these together and make a nice strip quilt. I'm going to go put it on my bed like this so you can see what that would look like. Isn't that cool? I love it. The beige strip is down there. So all you would have to do is put that together, trim the sides, then you could add a border all the way around if you wanted with your sashing color. That would be cool. I'm very tempted to just leave it like this, but I'm going to move forward with the next step. But I did want to show you that you can stop here if you want. It's really a good way to highlight a large print. And pops of color, I just love it. Let's see what else I can do with it. Different day, same shirt. Imagine that. We are going to turn our strip sets into quilt blocks. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm able to get 3 14-inch blocks out of my strip set. You might not be able to. It all depends on what your selvage is like. So maybe 13.5, you should be able to at least do that for sure. 13, do whatever your fabric allows. what I'm doing is I use my mat to cut, and I'm just bringing the selvage over the edge of my mat so I can just trim the selvage off. And I want to just trim, you know, as little as I need just to get rid of that selvage. Now I'm turning this, and I'm putting that straight line on my 14-inch line. If you do this, make sure that your number 1 is here on this end, not the other way, or that screws things up. There's block number 1. Block number 2. And block number 3. Very little waste. Do that to all 5 of your strip sets, and you will have 15 blocks. Now I am taking all my blocks over to the bed, but this quilt is like too big for the bed, but I'm going to do the best I can to lay them out, and I'll show you, and I want to figure out, you know, which way I want the colors to be, and then I will be sewing them together. And I think I'm done the way I have it set up. Now it is a little bit too long on the other side. I'll try to show you. What I did, and this is the way I wanted it, when we cut them, our strip set now is going in this direction, not across like it was before. So I took one of each color. I have green, and it's going in this direction, that the stripe is up here. The next one, the stripe is down, and that's the aqua. And then blue, purple, beige. So I have one of each color in this first column. Then I started with dark blue, but I repeated. So it would go blue, purple, beige, olive, and aqua. So I have blue, purple, beige, olive, aqua. Then for the third row, I started with beige. So it's beige, olive, aqua, blue, purple. And you can see I have beige, olive, aqua, blue, and purple. Now I'm going to take one row to the machine, and I'm going to join the blocks. I'm going to do that to each row. Then we will be adding a strip of brown sashing between the rows. This is what one of my rows looks like when it's all put together. And I am just going to do that to all 5 rows. And then I'll be back. We'll do the sashing. I have my 5 rows done. Now, you could just sew these rows together if you wanted, but I really think if we put some sashing in between, it's going to make everything pop. So I'm going to do that. The thing is, this is like 50-something inches across, and my fabric is only like 41 inches across, the dark brown that I used, so I'm going to have to piece it. Now, there's probably a proper way to do that, but you know me, I'm just doing whatever I feel like doing. So I'm going to use one strip that is going to be for the piecing. I'm just going to cut the end off, and that's going to be joined right there, like that. And I'm just going to trim it like that. And I'm going to join this right here first. So now I'm just going to go sew my strip. Now I will be adding my top piece. Look at how cool that's going to look. I love it. I don't know yet if I'm going to put sashing on the top and bottom. Just haven't decided. But I will probably wait now till tomorrow. This is going to be done in no time, but I won't be able to take pictures on the bed until tomorrow because that front room is dark now. As soon as I can take pictures, I will have this all put together and I will show you. So don't leave. I am done the quilt top. It is on the bed. It's beautiful, and I am about to show it to you. However, it's a dark day, and I don't know how good the pictures will come out, but I have to do that today, so I'm going to do that. I want to tell you a couple of things. First of all, I screwed up, not once, but twice. The second screw up ended up being a good thing. The first screw up was a pain in the ass. I somehow turned a completed row in the wrong direction, or I sewed it to the wrong side of another piece. So when I had it on the bed, I was like, that's not right. I have two colors touching. And I had to actually look back at my footage to see what I originally had, and I had to rip out a strip and put it back in. So that was not good. And I knew I should be marking those blocks so I would know exactly what order, but I didn't. You know, lazy tacky doesn't always work for me. But once I picked out the stitches and put it back, I was glad that I at least caught it before I had like a border around it. And people say, take a picture with your phone. I just don't like doing that. I don't like my phone. I just don't like phones. If you make a mistake, picking out something is not the end of the world. You know, it happens. People make mistakes and put things in the wrong place, and you just take it apart and you do it again. The other mistake I made was I put the sashing on the wrong end of a strip. So when I was done, I ended up with sashing at the top, and I wasn't sure if I was going to put sashing at the top and bottom. But since it was already there, I just did the actual row of sashing that I needed to do, and then I also put a row of sashing at the bottom. And then I went ahead and did it on each side, because some of the blocks, the way they're turned, some will have the piece of brown sashing, some won't. But with the strip of brown, it just makes a little like wider parts of brown, and I just think it looks good. It looks very finished that way. So you may want to do that also. So here's how much fabric I used. For the big print, it was 2 2/3 yard. That's a mistake. It was only 1 2/3 yard. If you wanted 5 different prints for the big blocks, you could do that. You would just need 1/3 yard of 5 prints, and then that would give you a variety there. As for the accent blocks, and I think 5 different prints worked really well. It's enough color, but yet not, you know, too much. You need 1/8 of a yard of each of 5 different prints. Now, 1/8 of a yard is 4.5 inches. So you can easily trim to 4, and you can change the sizes of the blocks as you see fit. For sashing, I ended up using almost a yard because I did go ahead and do the sashing at the top and the bottom and the sides as a border. So, and you know, you can always get a little bit more in case you screw up or something, you know. So let's go look at this. Okay, and this is going to be on eBay at the time that I upload this. So if you're watching in the future, it's too late. I will have the eBay link and the date of the auction in the description and also in the pinned comment. So do go check it out. It starts at 1 penny with free shipping. Shipping is free for USA only. Outside of the USA can bid, but you have to pay the shipping through eBay's global shipping program. Oh, did I tell you the size? I didn't. The finished size is 54 inches wide by 74 inches long, so it's a decent size. This is what we have. I just love it. I have it more on this side so you can see more of the print. I will show you the other side also. But I just want you to see it at all angles. I just really love it. It is such a cool way to feature a big print. Now let's just go look at the other side. It's only hanging on this side a little bit. But that's what it looks like. I really wanted to call this a 2-hour quilt top, but I worked on this over a period of a couple days, off and on, so I didn't really get to time myself. But I know that now that I know what I'm doing, I would easily be able to make this in 2 hours. The putting together of the pieces is very, very easy. If you wanted to skip the sashing step, you could. You could just have all the blocks butt up against each other. You don't have to do the sashing. I did it because I thought it would make it pop, and boy, I do love it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe so you don't miss any of my future quilt tops or any of the other stuff that I do on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye! Oh, and don't forget to check out the auction.